Hi friends, it's Mrs. Peter with another botany lesson. Today we're going to talk about the life cycle of plants. Most plants start out as a seed. Each seed has everything it needs to become a full-grown plant, but it's asleep. The process of waking up a plant is called germination. When a seed has enough water and the right temperature, it puffs up, splits the outer seed coat, and sends out a little root to soak up more water so the plant can keep growing. Seeds sprout at different rates. It depends on the kind of seed. So, these are mung beans. They sprout super fast. I'm going to take some mung beans and put them in this jar, and let's see how long it takes for them to sprout or to germinate. Pour in some water. It's been 24 hours since I first started soaking the beans, and look, it germinated. It split the seed coat, and that little white thing coming out, that's the root. Once the roots are established, the stem and leaves push through the soil up towards the sun. Water from the roots travels through the stem up to the leaves, like this. We're going to use celery for this experiment. Now I have some water in these jars. We're going to put our celery stems into our jars. Let's put all of them in because it's fun. And then we have some fun stuff here called food coloring, and we're going to put some food coloring in and see what happens. And now we wait. It's been 24 hours since we put the celery in the colored water, and look what has happened. When you look here at the bottom of the blue one especially, you see those dots down there? Those are the tubes that suck the water from the roots all the way up to the leaves. Leaves use sunlight to make food for plants through photosynthesis. The green stuff in a plant's leaves is called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll uses the energy from the sun to start a chemical process where the carbon dioxide from the air and water from the roots get changed into sugars that the plant can use for food, and oxygen that the plant doesn't need gets breathed out. Here's a fun experiment that shows us how photosynthesis works. We take 2 leaves that I just picked, put them in a cup of water, put a rock on them to hold them down, and put it in the sun for a couple of hours. Look, oxygen bubbles. Next, a plant produces flowers. The petals are basically like a sign for pollinators that say, "Stop by and have some tasty pollen." Let's get a closer look at the inside of the flower. The pollen on these anthers gets stuck on to whatever stops by the flower and takes some of the pollen to a new flower. The pollen lands on top of the stigma, travels down the style to the ovary where it fertilizes the flowers, and a new seed starts to form. Once you have some new seeds, the process starts all over again. Bye, seeds.